Hey everybody, I'm coming on from a new direction here in my living room, and I want to do a quick video showing you how you can score lots of cool stuff without buying any money. Now, yesterday I went out with my friend, and while I was waiting for her, I walked through Macy's and I stopped at a couple of counters and I ended up getting a couple of different type of samples. So one of the first ones I went to was Caudalie, which I really like, and I have some of their products, but they're expensive. So if I can get some samples for free, many times at Macy's, if you show an interest and you're like, I already have this, I've been using this, is really good for my face, you show some knowledge of the product, they know that you've already been purchasing and they're willing to give you some more. So I scored three big in terms of samples. Option three big samples of product, like a lot of product. God, I can't talk. So here's a day cream. I know it says Laura Mercier on the top. They just picked up another container. This is a large container of product. So day cream, totally full. She filled it up to the top. This will last me a good while. Like, can you see all of that product? So that's the day cream. Then here you have a night cream, fully loaded. Again, they're very generous, especially if they see you dressed well. I mentioned this before. It is a reality that if you dress well, they will respond. And this is an eye cream, retinol. This is from their pink line. I don't know what it's called. It's not Vino Perfect. It's not Crew, or maybe it's Vino Perfect. I don't know. But this is gonna last me a good long time. Now I have plenty of product for the next month or so, but now I have for the next 2-3 months. No money spent, just having a general interest in the product and interested in trying it out. And just say I need to try it out on my skin over the course of a couple of days because I'm sensitive. Here's the next one. I went down the aisle to Sisley. And I talked about having the Sisley products. Now I don't have any Sisley products. I never bought the Sisley products. However, I did do the spa and I got a lot of samples from there, and I know the names of these samples. So I say, oh, I use this one normally. It's like a Biologique, and I go to the spa downtown, know where it is. The guy was like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna show you some of these new products we have. I said, oh, I'm so interested. Do you have a sample? Because I'd like to try it on. He's like, I can put it on right now. And I'm like, well, I'm wearing a lot of makeup and I'm meeting someone later, so I can't do it right now. But do you have something I can take home and try it out? I don't live far from here and I can come back, right? So he gave me 2 samples. And I can't read what it says because I'm not wearing my glasses. And yeah, I can't see without them. So Swan Hydrant Mattifant, I don't know, mattifying, moisturizing skincare. I've never actually tried this one before. It's pretty full. They're actually very generous with their samples. I don't want to wear the glasses because I feel like the ring light, kind of does something to it. And here's the other one. This is like their Black Rose. I've been getting a lot of samples of this and I've been using it. Very nice. All of these products are wonderful and they smell wonderful. So yeah, I already have now 2 creams. This one is, let me see, Skin Infusion Cream, Plumping and Radiance. Just a day cream, something to play around with. Plenty of products, and I don't need to buy anything. Again, just show an interest, have some knowledge of the brand, present yourself well, and they will respond in kind. They want to be good to their clients, especially if they see you are a paying client, because they want to stay in your good graces, right? If they can tell that you've been already purchasing their products in general, if they make a bad impression, you're more likely, if you're on that scale of a client, to like report bad behavior, report bad customer service, or just be like turned off, and it's gonna be more negative on their ends for them to displease you. So being generous to someone who they've already deemed as a existing client is going to be in their wheelhouse, especially if you're like, oh, I'm going to try it. I've been so interested. I've been buying stuff, and you know something about it and you can give them some story. Like I talked about my spa trips downtown at the Dominic, and I've been doing their facials and all this stuff. They'll know that you know about the brand. This is kind of a thing that I had heard about a lot with Hermes, that if you walk in having some knowledge, being genuinely interested, they see you as someone who really cares for the brand, and they want customers who will then speak well of their brand and someone who's appreciating the brand as someone who has their stuff. Like they want the people who have their stuff to actually care about the brand. It's part of their whole imaging. It's not an accident. Final one, it is a perfume. So I went to the Guerlain stand, and here's a story behind this one. So I'm gonna take off my glasses. I was initially interested in this lipstick case that has like a little flip mirror, and it's actually not expensive. It's just $43 for the lip case. Now, of course, you have to buy a lipstick to go with it, and the lipstick is another 40 something dollars. So all in all, for the initial investment into that item, you're gonna pay $92, $94, whatever it is. Of course, with tax, $100. It is a unique type of a packaging for a lipstick. Guerlain is a luxury company, and it's not like Louis Vuitton, who charge $250 for their lipstick. So, and this is super unique, and I just loved it. And you can choose the style that you want. So I genuinely went there. I said, I'm looking for this specific item. So I went there already knowing what I wanted. I asked for what they had, saw it, says, okay, what are the colors? I'm looking for the mousse color. I knew the color name, right? Or mocha, it was mocha. And they brought it out, and I said, oh, let me think about it. I'm not sure. This is the one I want. And they're like, well, we don't have it here, but we have it at this other store. I'm like, okay, let me think about it. I may want, the other one from the other store. They're like, fine. I said, one more thing. I heard about this perfume that you have that I got recommended from a friend of mine. And it was like one of your Rosa, perfumes. And she says, yes, we have them. I said, can I smell it? She put it on this paper, and you smell, oh, it smells nice. Actually, it smells really good. And then I said, yeah, it smells great on paper, but I need to see how it chemically reacts to my skin, because sometimes I have allergic reaction, or over time the scent changes. So I always like to see how it is on me for a couple of days before I make a decision. And she already saw that I was a client, someone of some, repute in a sense. Like, obviously, I know about the brand, I'm familiar. I must be shopping on this level regularly. So she was not going to say no to me. Now, this doesn't happen every time, but you are likely to get a win if you're interested in something else, looking into it seriously, and then say as an aside, oh, I want to try this as well. So she went ahead, found an empty, because they didn't have actual samples, but she went ahead, found an empty sample bottle. And it looks like it's empty. It's full to the brim. Like you can't eat. Oh, can you see that bubble? It's full to the brim. She sat there and sprayed until this sample bottle is full. Do you know how much this will last me? This will last me a long time, because these perfumes are meant to, you spray it and it's supposed to last you the whole day. Like, these are not cheap perfumes that, kind of dissipate like instantly. This will last a long time. So when you get a sample of this, you're actually getting pretty much a perfume that could last you a month, let's say, potentially, depending on how much you use it. So all in all, I think I had a great day. Walked in, walked out, spent no money, and got a whole bunch of samples from 3 different brands, and I didn't record anything while I was in there. But yeah, I think this was a win, and I recommend that just to experiment with the idea of this, I would go dressed up, have your nicest bag. I had a bag, they couldn't tell if it was real or fake or whatever. I don't know. Especially, I'm not going to a Louis Vuitton store, so I took my Louis Vuitton bag. And they would have to really look at it closely to know that it was maybe questionable. They just glanced at it because they're not going to be rude and stare at the bag and really, they're going to quickly profile me. I'm wearing my beautiful tweed coat from Fabrique. I'm wearing my French hat. I have a cashmere scarf, and I'm wearing my Louis Vuitton Neverfull, the Steven Sprouse Graffiti Correction, which is from a while ago. And not everybody, in fact, many people don't know that one could be replicated. They know like the basic ones, the basic monogram canvas, obviously. But something like that, you don't find it on the street. You have to order that special. Okay, so those are the ones where it's more questionable. And when they give you a full look, they're gonna err on the side that this is probably real. I mean, I'm pulling this all out of my butt. However, I don't know if that was a nice thing to say. Meaning I'm kind of like imagining this, right? I'm kind of like using my own sense of logic to put this together. However, I see it working way more often than not. Now, even at the Hermes counter, I went to the Hermes counter to smell their perfumes. Now, they didn't have any samples that time, and I knew they didn't because I really was very knowledgeable about a perfume that they had before, that they discontinued. I said I was very into this one. She's like, oh, it's not here anymore, but you can find it in Asia. We have this other one. I said, yeah, I have the Sur Le Nil, but I already have the samples and I bought the bottle. Do you have samples? So she was like, no, this and that. But I have had Hermes give me a lot of samples before. Of Sur Le Nil, I didn't want another sample of that one. Honestly, I have enough samples. The only reason I got the Guerlain was because I don't have any Guerlain samples, and I wanted to have one. So yeah, all in all, I think it was a win. It was a lot of fun trying to role play. Now, if you're very shy and you're not into this, then this may not be for you, but I think it's good to come out of our comfort zone a little bit and kind of like dress the way we want to be, right? If you don't feel like you're the person you want to be, you have to be like, how would the person I want to be act? And let me try and act that way. And then the more you practice being the person you want to be, you're going to turn into that person you want to be. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that empowers you to maybe try this out, because sometimes we pay for things thinking that we're not good enough to like ask and request items. And being forward and being, of course, nice and requesting these items to try, and just having the whole, overall look that goes with what you're trying to go for is going to work in your favor more often than not. Okay, so yeah, that's my message for today. It turned into a longer video. Maybe I'll try another short of just the items, but I think this merited some talking about. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.